I'm here with a man who needs no introduction, former national college basketball player of the year, has had incredible success at the high school level, college level, now in the NBA. If you're from anywhere in the Midwest and if you're a basketball fan, you know my man. We've got Doug McDermott with us. Doug, what's up, man? How you doing?
Not much, Josh. Thanks for having me, man. It's getting tough out here with the haircut and the beard. I need a trim, but it's going well, man. Spending time with the family and just trying to get through this.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. We were just talking about just this season, basketball shut down. I mean, players, at the college level and the NBA level didn't get to finish their season. How things been for you, like during this process?
It's been tough. Obviously you love the game, but you realize it's a lot bigger than basketball. You can sit there and think about it all you want, but the reality of it is it's not going to get back to normal until everyone's safe and we can go out there and do what we love to do. But I miss the gym. I've been shooting a lot of hoops outside. Kind of just bring it back to the old school days when I was dreaming of being an NBA player, trying to shoot on the driveway with my brother and sister. Stuff that I haven't been able to do, in 6 to 10 years, since I've been playing in the league and in college. So it's been nice to be able to spend some time with them.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like in the midst of this, there's some silver lining, being with your family. Your family, you're experiencing it at multiple levels. You in the NBA, your dad at the college level. It literally seems like the other day I'm watching Creighton playing the Big East game, and at halftime they don't come back out. It's
right.
Like, what do you do? How do you recover from that?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, that feels like years ago when that St. John's game happened and when they won the Big East. It feels like forever ago, but it really wasn't that long ago. And it's tough, man. I mean, we just played the Celtics the night before. I was watching the Thunder. I was watching the start of the Thunder Jazz game and seeing that happen just so quickly and seeing Rudy Gobert deal with that and all those Jazz guys. If that wouldn't have happened, I think there'd be a March Madness and we'd probably have a lot more cases and a lot more deaths. So there is some silver lining to that. At first it was scary, but I think Rudy Gobert, by that becoming knowledgeable to the public, I think it saved a lot of lives.
Yep. No, I think you're exactly right. Well, we could talk about your basketball career stats, the impact you've had on the court all day long, but I really want to talk about other areas that you've had impact, specifically in the broader community. I remember when you were in college and the team came down, served with Abide. I think we were either painting a house or doing some cleanup in the neighborhood. Do you remember that experience?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember that like it was yesterday. I remember I was nervous. I'm like, I've never painted or built or done anything. So I was like, this could be rough. But we had our whole team basically. And I remember Kyle Korver was there and some of his brothers, yourself, and a lot of people that work for Abide. And we just had a really fun day, just being able to see how big of an impact you can have on, families' lives, and we all came together, for a greater good. And obviously seeing what you've done, Abide's done in the North Omaha community, it's just really cool to see how much it's grown. And, to be a small part of that early on in my college days, just really, it really meant a lot to me and our team because you get to see smiles on people's faces that can't maybe afford to come to one of your basketball games, just to be around them and feel that sense of community from anyone is very special.
I think I remember seeing a picture after that day, and Jahans and a bunch of guys had a bunch of paint all over themselves. I know we got the house painted, but a bunch of guys had a bunch of paint. I just remember it was so fun.
Yeah, I remember I had some blisters. I think I probably used that to get out of like a workout or something. I was building houses all day. I don't think I lifted it. So.
It was all for a good cause, I promise.
Exactly. But yeah,
I love the fact. Go ahead.
Yeah, we still talk about that day though. I mean, it was so fun because I remember it was Kyle's golf outing and then did that with you guys, and it was a great way of not just helping out people in North Omaha, but it was a way for us Creighton family to kind of bond because we don't get to spend a lot of time with each other.
Yeah. I think that's been one of the cool things, the Creighton community as a whole. Since I got done playing ball at Creighton, guys like Kyle and Anthony and Kyle had his foundation where he'd bring guys together to raise money for different causes. And it's like this tradition has continued to carry on, and you and others that have been a part of the team. Obviously, Creighton has a culture and a belief system that says it's important to give back. How was that with you growing up, either being at Creighton or even just with your dad and your mom and your family?
Yeah, it's been a huge part of my life, obviously, giving back. And my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer when I was in middle school. So
Mm,
my dad kind of started doing a pink out game when he was at Iowa State. And
yep.
we saw how much money that raised, just because the community of Iowa State. And now we come to Creighton and we did the pink out game again every year. And just to see how committed they are. And I know
Mm,
Abide does some things with Creighton where you raise a lot of money. And that's the thing about the Creighton community. It's a lot of fans in that arena, but it's one tight
right.
family. And when you have something that's going to be for the greater good, they're going to rally together, and they're going to help find a cure for cancer, or they're going to help
Yep.
build houses in North
Mm,
Omaha, and give kids a brighter future in North Omaha. So that's the special thing about Creighton. It's blown up. It's in the Big East now. We used to be in the
yeah.
Valley. We
Yeah.
used to be playing in the Civic Center,
Yeah.
but now it's 18,000 fans on Fox Sports 1, and we still have that sense of community. It feels like a family every time you come back to Omaha.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things I've loved is as Creighton's transitioned from the Valley. I look back on those pictures, it's like, man, we played in the Valley and,
Right.
and now we're in the Big East. But the transition from a sports perspective, man, you guys were competing at a high level from year
Mhm.
one. But then also from the community perspective, Creighton hasn't lost its sense of community. And you said it, you walk into the arena, there's 17, 18,000 fans, but you can start to look around and see faces and names and people who have invested in our lives personally, who have
Right.
been there along the journey. I mean, it really does feel like a community and a family.
It really does. And I felt that from day one when I came to Creighton. Even when Coach Altman was here and I was getting recruited by Coach DeVries, it just always felt like a family. I think it started with guys like Kyle, yourself, even guys before that, Ryan Sears and Brody Darren, all those guys, just
Yep.
making it feel like a family. And then my dad obviously coming in for Dana and never missing a beat there and getting us more involved in the community and doing stuff with you guys at Abide. And I think it's brought great attention, to those in North Omaha and around everywhere in Omaha, because there are people struggling, and we know how
Yep.
lucky and blessed we are. And if we can just take some time or some money to help out a family in need, it can go a long way.
So good, bro. I think your family has probably been one of the greatest gifts to Creighton and the Omaha community. And obviously for a variety of reasons, but your dad reached out to all the former players right away and
Mm-hmm.
said, man, I want to make sure you guys are a part of this new community that we're building. And he's
Mm-hmm.
always led the way too. And you've been a huge part of that in making sure you give back. I say, man, one of my highlights was at your Hall of Fame banquet at Creighton. And you're talking about some of your experiences in college and you mentioned Abide. Like,
Yeah.
that was one of the coolest things for me because just the way that experience, not only the way you impacted our community, but the way it impacted you in your college career.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, it really did. I mean, just being around you guys and I remember you had some kids come to practice here and then to watch us and just to see a smile on their faces, and obviously playing with Josh Jones, who grew up in North Omaha, and him telling us stories about some challenging times growing up. It just really kind of hit home with a lot of us, how tough it can be over there. And it just made us want to help out even more. And, what you guys are doing is really special. And I encourage everyone to support it because it's such a good cause. And just seeing the smiles on people's faces when you help out and give them something to look forward to, it's pretty special.
I think one of the cool things about this COVID crisis is to see people use their voice to raise awareness, to raise money for a lot of great causes. And you talked about it, you've done that with your experience and your mom fighting breast cancer. I mean, you're doing it now with Abide, and you've done it and supported Abide over the years. I have incredible respect for people who use their influence, not just for themselves, but to impact the world around them. And so tons of respect for you, man. So grateful for you. Thankful that, we got connected through our Creighton partnership, but the relationship has continued to grow. And just want you to know that even those investments that you've made in college and in years past, those are making a huge difference in our community. So just thank you so much for not only giving your time, your resources, but also today with your voice.
Yeah, no problem, Josh. I mean, it means a lot. Thanks for having me. You know, a lot of people can look at this time, you know, to feel bad for ourselves, but you know, it is what it is. I think this is a message that, you know, maybe get off your phone, just be around your family, put your arm around your family member, try and stay 6 feet apart from your neighbors, but just try and smile and, you know, come closer as a community. And I think we're all going to get through this together.
So good, man. Well, I appreciate you. Thanks so much for taking some time, and look forward to seeing you soon.